All right, good morning, everyone. It gives me a tremendous pleasure to see these people online who respect time so much, because time is one thing that we cannot take for granted. Whatever we say, that a time gone by can never come back. So it's very good to see that people have logged in right on time. It shows that how much you respect time. Same as we at Million Lights and at Learn Better English, we respect time so much that we really admire the people who are actually, paying proper respect and to time as such. Because जैसा बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में, गुजरा समय वापस नहीं आता. So really good, and congratulate you all that you are logged in just in time. So it's very nice. So in the last session, we had a more of an walkthrough to our learning module as such, how to make the best use of the learning module. The video of which will be shared to you, or rather would have been shared to you. If not, then we'll again share the video with you so that you can have a look into it. How to make the best use of the available learning module for yourself. All right. So this being the second session, it's focused more on what English grammar is all about and what are the components that make up for English grammar. All right. Now, as a lot of people who have logged in are very much aware of the fact that English is very vital in the current scenario. See, no one is interested in knowing what all do you know, how intelligent or smart you are, unless and until you express that in the English language. All right. So, first of all, good morning, everyone. And before I go on with the session, I just want to understand if I am properly audible to you all, and if the screen is properly visible to you all. There is a small chat box wherein you can put in your responses and tell us that if you can hear me properly and if you are able to see the screen properly. Because I don't want that somebody would be missing out whatever I said or whatever we discussed online or whatever be the presentation. If it is not visible to you all, then the whole effort is wasted. So please make the best use of the chat box that is given down at the bottom of your screens or on your mobile. Please key in your responses over there to let me know that if I am properly audible and if the screen is visible properly at your end. I'm not getting any responses. That means I'm not audible, or if the screen is not properly visible. Hello? For the sake of it, please give me some response. It will boost a lot. It will boost me, Don't let this session be a one way around, okay? Don't let me be the only one who's speaking all through. There will be some, live exercises that I have in store for you lovely students. Very nice. Okay. So, the purpose of me telling you to make the best use of chat box is that because there are some exercises, there will be some exercises in the session that we'll be doing. It will require you to key in your response in the chat box. Okay. So there is one more thing that I would like to add over here, is that if for any resource that is available to you, all right, just make sure that you make the best use of it. Because over time we have seen that we as human beings are blessed with so many things, but we rarely use that. See, we are so blessed with a thinking mind. We are so blessed with the environment around us, but we don't pay respect and don't use that properly. All right. So that makes a lot of difference. So if you are available with a resource like you have over here, this being the free course, all right, so make the best use of it. Our team at Million Lights have put in a lot of effort in developing this particular course to help you out in strengthening your basics of English. All right, in helping you understand what the roots of English grammar are, so that once you move ahead in life, maybe in personal level or at professional level, these things will definitely help you a lot. So make the best use of it. All right, so there is a chat box over there. Whenever you feel like asking any kind of a question, or you want to rather, if you want me to repeat a particular section wherein because from the last session we have understood that there are a lot of hiccups in the in the network. So I will be more than happy to repeat it, and more so the video will be available to you in the module itself, right? So if you have missed out on anything during the session, you can go back to the module, click on the video links, and therein the video will be available for you to make to again go through it, right? So these are things that we have done for you all right, so going ahead, in the last session we had done a walkthrough for the module as such, how to make the best use of it, how to use the exercises that are given over there. Then there were a lot of things that we had already told you about. The video is already available, will be shared with you. So those things are already done, and if for those who have missed out on that, the video is still available. All right, so you can make the best use of that. This being the second session will be focused more on grammar basics, the foundation, the strengthening of your grammar. All right. So without much delay, just we'll start through the session. All right. So, okay. All right then. First thing foremost that we start with English language is that there are alphabets, and then there another part will be discussed later on. How many? Okay, yes, I forgot to ask one thing. How many of you here are who have not introduced themselves? Kindly do so that I know who I am aware of the people who am I speaking to while in the session. Kindly enter your name, your city, and your academic background. Hello. Please introduce yourself. Which city are you from, and what is your academic background? Use the chat box here. I'll do it for you. Your name and the city you come from and your academic background. Use this chat box judiciously. This chat box is for you only. So make the best use of it. Just let us get to know each other a little bit, then we'll move ahead. Okay. Now I'm getting responses. That means I'm properly audible. You know what the best thing is that how this is how an interactive session boosts the energy. It doesn't feel like as if I am the only one speaking to I can stand in front of the mirror and and then speak like at length, say 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever, but then the energy doesn't come over there. The energy comes only when I am reciprocated at the other end. All right, when you people over there at the other end, reciprocate and respond to whatever I'm saying. That shows that if I'm audible, and if I've made myself clear in whatever that I'm saying. Okay, good. I'm getting responses now. All right, all right. Very nice, very nice. So, okay, so far so good. So I'll start. Okay, so I'll start. I can see that you people are making the best use of the chat box, so I'll start now. See, what are alphabets? See, in every language there are letters. There are individual letters. In Hindi there are there are consonants and there are vowels over there. Similarly, there are consonants and vowels in English language. Similarly, there are consonants and vowels in all the other languages. What is the role of these alphabets? These alphabets form the I won't say the core, but still these are very important. Why? Because the arrangement of these alphabets in a meaningful manner forms the words that we use in English grammar. All right, it's the same in any language. All right, to make it very simple, alphabets are a set of letters or symbols in a fixed order. These are used to represent the basic set of speech sounds of a language. Speech sounds, like whatever I'm saying over here is just because of all the letters, they have got the unique, distinct sound to it. And when made proper use of it, conveys a proper meaning, which then makes our speech effective. All right. Like in English language, we have got letters that are like from A to Z. There are 26 letters. This series of these letters is called alphabetical order, which we'll see in the next slide. See, in English language, there are 26 alphabets. All right. And the combination of these letters form different words. There are 26 letters or alphabets, they can be further divided into 21 consonants and 5 vowels. What are those vowels? A, E, I, O, U. These are the 5 vowels and the remaining 21 are the consonants. Right. If we were to say compare it with the Hindi language, therein we have got 12 vowels and 40 consonants. Okay. So a lot of people would be saying that, oh my God, English is a very difficult language to understand. But then again, if you see or compare the the alphabetical order that we have in English to the alphabetical order that we have in Hindi, then you've got 12 vowels over there and 40 consonants. Imagine we are dealing with only 21 consonants and 5 vowels, and that makes the whole difference. So first thing first, do not have this thing in your mind that, oh my God, English is a very difficult language and that I'm not able to speak or convey properly in the English language. I'm more comfortable with my native language. Mind you, your native language has got more vowels and consonants than the English language. All right, there are only 21 consonants and 5 vowels, only 26 letters. You are going to deal with only these 26 letters for your benefit. So just tell me, if I were to ask you, which is difficult, learning and understanding the 26 letters of English alphabet, or understanding the 12 vowels and 40 consonants that we have in Hindi? So that makes like 52 alphabets that we have in Hindi, whereas we have half of it in English, and still we say that I'm not so good in English and I cannot say in front of people. That's the only reason for that, is that because the basics are not right. The foundation is not right. The roots are not strong enough. Because don't just try to master anything for the sake of some digits or numerical value. All right. We have this habit of comparing ourselves for the success we judge ourselves only by the numerical values that has been assigned to us. Be a good learner. Try to understand the things from the roots, from the basics. Don't just try to study for marks' sake. Okay, marks do not give the entire bigger picture. Now, if I were to relate that this numerical value thing, then I would say a lot of people would be there. We as a cricket-loving nation, there are a lot of cricketers who have had bad averages. if you look at their statistics is the study of digits and numbers, numericals. The statistics show different things, while their performance is very different while on the field. Similarly is with we students also. If we have got say 90, 80, 95, 75, it does not give the clear picture. Marks could be different. Marks should not be the judging criteria for you. Understand the things from the basics, then everything will become very simple, right? So what I was saying was that there are 26 alphabets in English language, and the coherent order of that is called the alphabetical order. Like we have A, B, C, D till Z. There is a sequence, a proper sequence that goes from A, B, C, D, E, F till Z. This order is called the alphabetical order. Okay, and now arrangement of these alphabets in a proper sense forms the various words that we use in the English language. ठीक है, जो ये लेटर्स हैं, इन लेटर्स को जब हम कॉम्बिनेशन बनाते हैं, जैसे कि A double P L E, ठीक है ना, उसको जब हम ज्वाइन करते हैं, these are all different letters, but when joined together like A plus P plus L plus E, एप्पल, तो यहां पर आपका एक वर्ड फॉर्म होता है एप्पल. तो ये जो कॉम्बिनेशन है, ये पेयरिंग जो होती है डिफरेंट लेटर्स की जब फॉर्म करती है, तो उससे बनते हैं वर्ड्स विच वी यूज इन आवर इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज. एंड दीज आर द वर्ड्स that make these are the words that play a very crucial vital role in the English language and grammar as such. Because अभी हम sentences की बात करें तो what like I said, a proper arrangement of these alphabet forms the words. A proper arrangement of the words forms a sentence. All right. So see how important these alphabets are in English grammar. लेटर्स का फॉर्म होगा प्रॉपर तो वर्ड्स बनेंगे, वर्ड्स फॉर्म होंगे प्रॉपर में, मतलब वर्ड्स का कॉम्बिनेशन एंड सीक्वेंस प्रॉपर होगा तो उससे बनेगा सेंटेंस. तो इमेजिन दीज अल्फाबेट्स आर सो इंपॉर्टेंट, ओके, एंड फॉर्मेशन एंड मेकिंग द बेस्ट यूज ऑफ इट इज इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट. तो इसको मास्टर करना फ्रॉम द बेसिक्स इज वेरी एसेंशियल, इज वेरी क्रूशियल. ओके, गोइंग अहेड नाउ. Screen if screen is visible to you all. Please confirm me once again if my voice and screen is properly visible and audible. Okay, so what I was saying that, or rather I'll come back to the first slide. Okay, like I said, a set of letters or symbols in a fixed order used to represent the basic set of speech sounds. Right, speech sound, mind it. All these letters have different speech sound associated with them. Okay, and how this makes, what kind of a sound do they make, and how is it very essential for you to understand. So like I said, there are 5 vowels in English language: A, E, I, O, U, and then the remaining 21 letters are called the consonants. Okay, similarly in the Hindi language we have got these many वॉवल्स. और वॉवल्स को हिंदी में स्वर बोलते हैं बेसिकली, और कॉन्सोनेंट्स को हिंदी में व्यंजन बोलते हैं. जस्ट फॉर, क्योंकि लाइक वी हैड ऑलरेडी सेड इन आवर मेल दैट दिस इज अ बाइलिंगुअल कोर्स wherein Hindi and English will be used judiciously wherever required, so that we are able to cater to the requirement of the wider audience. Similarly यहाँ पर व्यंजन जैसे काका काका ऐसा हो गए, ये हिंदी के व्यंजन हो गए. ठीक है. Similarly these vowels compared to the Hindi vowels, तो वहां पर आपके स्वर बोलते हैं. Consonants are called व्यंजन in Hindi. Alright. So we're not going to dwell much into it, but then again we'll see how these sounds. Okay, how will we pronounce these vowels? Okay, so that when we are using, because the problem is that we are not able to utilize the speech sounds properly. That makes a whole lot of difference when we are saying, or speaking any kind of a word. Like if we were to say in Hindi, then the speech sound of A is a, right? Understand it that way. Speech sound of A is a. So if we were to use that sound, A would sound as America. All right. Then अगर बड़े आ की मात्रा होती तो देन इट्स कॉल्ड अफ्रीका. सिमिलरली अफ्रीका, क्योंकि उसके एंड में ए के साथ आपका एफ आ रहा है तो वहां पर अफ्रीका होगा, वहां पे बड़ा ए का साउंड आएगा. ठीक है. छोटा ई होता है इमेज, शॉर्ट साउंड. बड़ा ई होता है तो इंग्लिश, लॉन्ग ई साउंड. सिमिलरली छोटा होगा पुल, बड़े हो से रूम. ओके. सिमिलरली बड़े ऐसे ऐश्वर्या, छोटा हो से ओ. So these are the speech sounds that are very, you should be understanding that. That is why I've created this kind of a session wherein you are actually able to understand these sounds that the vowels make, these alphabets make. Because a lot of time we have seen that people are using different kind of a speech sound compared to the native language, and then the whole word, the meaning of the word actually goes down the drain. All right, now see, the C sound is called as curtain. Ka से curtain हो गया. All right, like we have khan हो गया. All right, chunk. These are the speech sounds that the various letters of English make, and making a proper speech sound, making a proper use of your vocal skills while saying and speaking makes a difference. A lot of time we have seen that because of improper sound that we have, rather we as an individual or students in general makes the whole difference. The whole पूरा word का जो essence है वो वहां पे खत्म हो जाता है. राइट. जैसे कि GO गो होता है, DO डू होता है, तो वी कैन नॉट से GO एज वॉट एवर एंड DO एज डू, बिकॉज दोनों के साउंड का जो फॉर्मेशन है, कॉम्बिनेशन, वो डिफरेंट है. राइट. कार को जैसे इफ यू वर टू से कैश, तो द कैश इज अ बड़ा कार which we have already understood in our native language. So we cannot say case, it's called cash. It's a long sound of cash, or it's not the short sound like case. CASE would sound as case because we have an A in the end just next to C, so the sound will go low, so it will call as case. While as in cash is a different sound, it will be said as cash, it won't be said as cash. All right. So making a proper vocal sound with the alphabets and the consonant makes a huge lot of difference. You need to understand this. And if you have any kind of a problem in saying this thing, you can definitely put in your queries in our discussion forum, wherein we will be more than happy to assess, attend to it. Like if you got some kind of problem in speech of a particular word, all right, then you can give us, write it down in the discussion forum, wherein we'll have a proper meaningful discussion. The whole team is sitting here to support you. Okay, so don't be shy at all in coming up with your queries and doubts. Don't just assess those doubts by yourself. Okay, maybe you think that okay, it's a very trifle thing. Oh, I wouldn't ask, it will make me people, what would people think of me, that this is a very small thing, I shouldn't be asking. But then again, the small thing that is for you might be a big thing for someone else. He or she might not be asking for the same fear that we don't ask our doubts in classes. So whatever be the doubt in any kind of a thing, just pop in that in the discussion forum that we have for you, and we'll have a proper discussion over it. Okay. Okay. Like we had said about the vowels. So vowels play a very important role in the English grammar. An example, a few examples of words that have vowels in them. Vowel sounds are different. Like we have bench, the E. Like I said, there are 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Similarly, the use of those vowels is mentioned over here. Like we have bench, we have E over there, we have got eraser. The A and the E over there, they've got butcher, then we have got ice, then we got house. These are some examples of the word that have got vowels in them. and the proper speech sound made out of these vowels makes the words meaningful. Okay. Now there will be we'll do a small little bit of exercise with you so that to see how involved are you in the class. Okay. Now write the missing vowels to complete the names of the animals over here. I want you to key in the responses in the chat box over there in the bottom of your screen. Fill the missing vowels to form a proper word over here. Write in the chat box. What are these words? Make the good use of the chat box, because any kind of exercise that you do creates a lot of energy in the neurons in your mind, and the higher the activity of the neurons, the better will be the performance of you when we go ahead in the course. I want a full participation from the class. If you're not going to tell me, then definitely I'll take it up myself. Just 4 words over there you need to enter. I mean, there aren't many vowels that you need to enter over there. Shouldn't take much long. Okay, I'll move ahead. Rabbit, RABBIT, LION, elephant, and tiger. These were the words that had the missing vowels in that. Now see what is the role of these vowels over there. Okay, vowels when placed properly in those between the gaps over there, made sensible, meaningful words over there. Okay, so rabbit, lion, elephant, and tiger. And now again coming to this, what are jumbled letters? See, like I said, if you were to arrange like we said about the alphabetical order. Alphabetical order is a sequential arrangement of the English alphabets in a proper sequence is called alphabetical order. Similarly, if we were to have any random arrangement of letters, that is called jumbled letters. That is called jumbled letters. Any random arrangement of alphabets or letters called jumbled letters. All right. Okay, just hold on. Don't key in your responses. Okay, I think there is somebody is very fast over here. So please hold your horses. Okay, just stay relaxed. See, any random arrangement of alphabets or letters called jumbled letters. So there are 4 set of jumbled letters over there. There are 4 set of jumbled letters in front of your screen. Kindly key in your responses. There is somebody who has already made the responses. I just want to ask the remaining people live in the class, what could be the possible word form of rearranging these jumbled letters? ओके ये जो जंबल लेटर्स के सेट्स हैं यहाँ पर इनको रीअरेंज करके कौन से वर्ड्स बनेंगे उनको आप प्लीज चैट बॉक्स में एंटर करें. What is this word? NIAR. What could be the possible proper word of this particular word? A random or a jumbled arranged letter. NIAR, KR, PA, or CE, NK, or KE, or J. If you're not going to answer, then definitely I've got the answer in the next slide that I have over here. All right. I'm getting responses. That's good. Okay, so you all are paying attention to the class. Great. So now that you have made this assurance that you are actually attending the class properly, I'll go to the responses in the next slide. Rain, park, neck, and joke. See, random arrangement of letters is called jumbled letters. Okay. Proper arrangement of these will form the meaningful word. Proper arrangement of these will form a meaningful word. All right. So we have got rain, park, neck, and joke. These are some of the small exercises. However, you have got another set of exercises that are present in the module that you have enrolled yourself for. Okay. So going ahead with the session. we have got this thing called that is the capital letters. We all have got this very bad habit of making improper use of capital letters. Mostly we use the capital letters beginning in the beginning of a sentence or in the beginning of a name. We'll discuss about this thing where all we can use the capital letters, but as of now let's stick to the very basics. When we go ahead in the session, we'll discuss more about wherein we'll be using the capital letters and why. Okay, so as of now, the basics that are, we begin each name with a capital letter. For say there is Ravichandran. So the first letter of Ravichandran will be in capital R. Similarly for Sana, the capital usage will be for the first letter of your name, that is S. That is Sana, S-A-N-A, capitals. Then we have, for example, Nikhil. The capital, the first letter will be in capital because it's a name. It's specific. It's a specific name. That is why we are using with capitals. For any specifics, we will always use with the capitals, like we have in the names over here: Nikhil, Rohan, Amit, and Rajesh. The other letters in the name will be in the small case, like IKHIL, OHAN in Rohan, MIT in Amit, AJESH in Rajesh. All right. Similarly, the surname of a person will also begin with the capital letter. Okay, because it's a specific thing over there. It's not just any random thing. Okay, it's a specific name. That is why the first letter of the name will start with capital, and the first letter of the surname will also start in capital because it's a specific. Now I've got a very small exercise for you. Use the chat box. Okay, write your name and surname first, then your mother's name and her surname, then your father's name and his surname, then any name of your friend with the surname in the chat box. It's a small exercise for you. I just want to understand if the capital, whatever the capital thing that we have discussed, is understood properly. So write in your name and surname, your mother's name and surname, your father's name and surname in the chat box for me to understand if whatever I had said is being communicated properly. In the same order, 1, 2, 3. Your name, surname, your mother's name and surname, your father's name and surname. Because practice makes a perfect. If you don't practice every day, then definitely perfection will not come. If you practice every day properly, perfection will come. Okay. I presume you all would have understood that whenever we are writing specifics, while we are talking about some person, okay, a specific thing, then the first letter of that person or a thing will be in capitals, and if it's a surname of a person, then the first letter of the surname will also be in capitals. Okay, these are some of the rules that you need to understand, because we making these errors will present you in a very wrong manner in front of the other person. Because we all need to understand this, that mastering anything, be it the language or any subject, requires you to understand the basics, strengthen your basics. All right, आपके roots strong होने चाहिए. अगर आपके बेसिक्स क्लियर होते हैं तो फिर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, एनी ट्री विच हैज गॉट स्ट्रॉन्ग रूट्स कैन विथस्टैंड एनी वेगरी ऑफ द नेचर. चाहे जितनी कस की हवा चले, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, इफ द ट्री हैज गॉट स्ट्रॉन्ग रूट्स टू इट, यू कैन नॉट टॉपल इट डाउन. मतलब आप उस किसी भी ऐसे पेड़ को गिरा और झुका नहीं सकते जिसके रूट्स स्ट्रॉन्ग हो. रूट्स का मतलब यहां पर हम क्या बोल रहे हैं, बेसिक्स की बात बोल रहे हैं. द थिंग दैट इज नेवर विजिबल. रूट्स आर नेवर विजिबल, बट दे गिव यू द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ सॉलिडारिटी. वो आपको मजबूती देते हैं. सिमिलरली अगर आपके बेसिक्स स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, जो कि हम यहाँ पर आपके लिए यहाँ पर जो बेसिक इंग्लिश कोर्स जो हमने लॉन्च किया है, ये आपके उन्हीं रूट्स को वर्क कर रहा है. अगर आपके रूट्स डीप रूटेड होंगे, स्ट्रेंथन होंगे, कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर होंगे, क्योंकि वी हैव गॉट दिस वेरी बैड हैबिट of not paying much attention to the concept. We are more interested only in passing the examinations. We are more interested in getting the marks. We are not interested in understanding the basics. That is why we have created this kind of a course that focuses on basics. Your roots must be strong to withstand any kind of a level upgradation. We see every subject, we study every subject in class 1, 2 and 3. Then why does it become very difficult for us to understand these similar subjects when we go higher in the classes? Like say for instance, we go higher. People say I have got this tremendous fear of mathematics because oh, it's very difficult, I cannot understand mathematics. What? Mathematics is mathematics. क्लास 1 में भी वो मैथमेटिक्स ही थी ना आपके लिए, मैथ्स क्लास 1 में भी थी, क्लास 10th में भी मैथ्स है. तो ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Why did it happen that suddenly you have developed this fear from mathematics as a subject? Some people have got this fear of English, that they do not express themselves properly in front of others. The only reason is that because you do not have mastered the basics right. Had you mastered the basics, then it would have made no difference to you. Be it be any guy. Why is it that whenever we are exposed to number of people in front of us, we falter to come up with words, we falter to say things properly. We might be having a lot of things clear in our mind, but we are not able to speak properly in front of others. हमारे को डर लगता है. Why? Because you are not confident. Because we are not confident that my basics are right or not. Because I have just passed the examination only for the sake of getting marks. That's not the case. Try and understand from the basics. You can always revisit the basics. It don't matter if you are doing an BSc examination, if you are doing any kind of a professional course, if you are doing any kind of a job, you can always come back to your basics, learn the basics again, and then go back into your professional world, and then again use that reacquired knowledge to the best of your abilities, because you are able. आप सब लोग वेल स्मार्ट हो, क्वालिफाइड हो, बट देन अगेन बेसिक्स पे थोड़ा सा वर्क कर लेंगे तो आपके लिए चीजें बहुत अच्छी हो जाएंगी. ऑलराइट, सो यूजिंग ऑफ दिस कैपिटल लेटर्स judiciously will not make you feel low in front of others for committing any kind of an error in front of people, because we have got this fear of committing errors that happens because our foundation is not right. Okay, so now this another small exercise for practice. Begin the names of the people and places with capitals. Okay, I've got this in front of you and I'll ask you a few things as well. Names of people and places with capitals. We have got book here, cow. We've got a name, Arun. We have got Ram Kapoor, somebody's name. We've got card, Mumbai, Taj Mahal. Begin the name of the people and places with capitals. Then we have got capital A for Arun. We've got capital R for Ram and capital K for Kapoor, because it's a surname for that particular individual. Mumbai being a specific city definitely will have a capital M while starting the word. Mumbai will have a capital starting with M, capital M. Similarly, we got a specific thing which is Taj Mahal. ये एक स्पेसिफिक वर्ड्स जो होते हैं वो हमेशा कैपिटल्स में ही यूज होते हैं. तो आपका यहाँ पे ताजमहल की अगर मैं बात करूं तो इट विल नेवर बी रिटन इन स्मॉल्स. इसका कैपिटल में स्टार्ट होगा, टी कैपिटल होगा, बाकी छोटा होगा, फिर उसके बाद महल, ताजमहल. ठीक है ना. स्पेसिफिक्स जहां पर होते हैं वहां पर आप कैपिटल्स का ही यूज करते हैं उनके स्टार्टिंग में. ये होता है आपका कैपिटल्स कहां पे यूज करने जुडिशियसली. अब अगले इसमें हम उसमें आते हैं जहां पर हम बात करते हैं वर्ड्स एंड देयर ऑपोजिट्स के. ऑलराइट, वर्ड्स दैट आर सिमिलर इन मीनिंग आर कॉल्ड सिनोनिम्स. ठीक है, जो वर्ड्स एक ही मीनिंग में होते हैं, जैसे कि अब बात करें फॉर एनी वर्ड, स्माइलिंग, हैप्पी, सिमिलर वर्ड्स मीनिंग आर कॉल्ड सिनोनिम्स. The ones that are different in meaning other than the intended are called opposites or antonyms. Like we have over here, safe. Opposite of safe would be unsafe. Early. Early means coming ahead of time. Okay. Opposite of early is late. Similarly, brave. Brave का opposite क्या होता है? Coward. Opposite of brave is coward. Similarly, we can do vice versa for the both. Similarly, if the word would have been covered in discussion over here, then the opposite of coward would be brave. All right, you can do vice versa of that, because the exercises are designed in such a way to to force you into thinking. The process of thinking must go on. The more the number of neuron connections in your brain, the higher will be your intelligence level and understanding level. All right. Similarly, opposite of friend will be enemy. So these are for words and their opposites. Once you move ahead in the session, you will definitely understand how important these things are, because everything is important. Do not say that, okay, I know these things, these are very simple, I don't want to continue. But then again, you would never come to know whenever, if you do not know whenever you are exposed to it. Okay. Now then, small class practice. What are the opposite for the given words? Foolish, remember, dawn, and sail. Type it down in the chat box. What are the opposite words for foolish, remember, dawn, and sail? These are just the 4 words, and you need to write the opposites of these particular words in the chat box. I'm waiting. Opposite for foolish is, I'll tell you definitely. We can do that. But we can act. Okay, well, all right. वैसे मैं यहाँ थोड़ा सा क्लैरिफाई, फुलिश का जो टोन है उसके सेंस में उसका ऑपोजिट अगर प्रॉपर बात करेंगे हम, तो वो होगा वाइज. बट देन अगेन क्लेवर कैन ऑल्सो बी यूज्ड ओवर देयर, क्योंकि वही बात है ना, देयर आर सिनोनिम्स. स्मार्ट का सिनोनिम आप क्लेवर कह सकते हैं, तो उसी तरीके से फुलिश का ऑपोजिट आप क्लेवर भी कह सकते हैं, फुलिश का ऑपोजिट आप वाइज भी कह सकते हैं. ओके, डॉन का डस्क होता है, रिमेंबर का फॉरगेट होता है, और सेल का होता है ऑपोजिट, सेल का ऑपोजिट होता है सिंक. ओके, सो नो इश्यूज, वी आर थ्रू विद दैट. ओके, ऑलराइट, ओके, ग्रेट, गुड एनर्जी फ्रॉम यू ऑल. ये रहे उसके रिस्पॉन्सेस. फुलिश फॉर वाइज, यू कैन ऑल्सो यूज क्लेवर ओवर देयर. रिमेंबर इज फॉरगेट, dawn का opposite होगा dusk, and sail का opposite होगा sing. All right, great, good job. Going ahead, then how do we form words? Okay, like I said, proper arrangement of alphabets in a coherent manner will form words. Then we have got different words, and if we were to join a few words, they will form another new word. Okay, with a meaning which is quite similar to their operation. Many a times words are formed by joining 2 different words, which would work when joined together to form a new word with a proper meaning. ठीक है, 2 डिफरेंट वर्ड्स हो सकते हैं, उनको आप ज्वाइन करते हैं एक पर्पस के लिए, एक पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन के लिए जो कि उनसे एसोसिएटेड होता है. राइट, लाइक वी हैव टूथ इज अ डिफरेंट वर्ड, ब्रश इज अ डिफरेंट, ब्रश कैन बी एनी ब्रश, इट कुड बी अ शू ब्रश ऑल्सो. ओके, even a shoe brush is formed by joining 2 different letters, or rather 2 different words. One is shoe and the other one is brush. Shoe brush. तो यहां पर अभी बात करते हैं, तो we have got tooth, then we have got brush. Joining these 2 words together will form a new word which is called toothbrush. It's a small game we can play. Okay, we'll play it in the next slide. Foot can be of any foot. Ball can be of any ball. Joining these 2 words together will form football. Now it's a specific word. That is why we have got capital F over there. Okay. Similarly, we have got table. We have got cloth. Cloth can be any cloth. Table can be any cloth. Joining these 2 letter form will form what? Tablecloth. What is a tablecloth? Tablecloth is a piece of cloth that is used on the table to cover the table. That is specifically for tablecloth. That is why it is with capitals, because it's a specific word. Now see the role of capital letters. Okay, like we had discussed in the earlier section of this session. Wow, it might sound okay, what does a capitals which it's not that a serious thing, capital. But then again, see, When we are talking about specifics, the first letter definitely has to be in the capitals. All right. We have got lunch. Lunch can be anything. Box can be any box. Then when we join these two words together, it forms lunch box. Now it's a different word. It's a specific word. Lunch box. Small exercise after completion of everything. Okay. Now I've got these many words over here. There's water, rain, nose, cup, bottle, bowl, ring, and board. Try and form words, new words, joint words by joining, making a proper pair of these words in front of you. Okay, if I'm properly audible and if the screen is properly visible, then make the best use of it. Try and form different proper words by using a combination of these words to make a meaningful new word. इन वर्ड्स को ज्वाइन करेंगे और एक नया वर्ड बनाएंगे जो मीनिंगफुल होगा. तो उसको आप चैट बॉक्स में एंटर करें नीचे. ठीक है, तो मेरे को पता चले कि प्रॉपरली आ रहा है आंसर. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस क्लास प्रैक्टिस, there is a separate set of practice question that is given to you in your model which you have registered for, which you can go back in your leisure time and solve it out. Because अगर आप उसको प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे टाइम से ना, तो the पूरा purpose of this session is defeated. So my sincere request is that please, after the completion of the session, please go back into the module, okay, and try and solve the exercises that are given in the end of these topics over there. Topics that are associated to the live session that we are just doing. Okay. We've got one new word over there, then we've got this word, then we've got this word, then we've got, okay, all right, okay. So, okay, now I think you're getting the hang of it. Very nice. So, similarly, there are exercises given in the module. You need to go back after the completion of the session to practice for yourself, okay? Because if you don't practice whatever you have learned, then the purpose is defeated. Everything remains fresh after the, just whenever you've just completed a session. Go back to the module, do these practice exercises. It will be for your own good only. Now we come to the feminine and masculine words. Okay, like in English grammar, we describe the words, or rather in living thing, according to their gender. उनका जेंडर क्या है, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली हम उनको डिस्क्राइब करते हैं कि वो फेमिनिन है या मैस्कुलिन है. तो उसी तरह से फेमिनिन वर्ड्स, एंड देयर आर फेमिनिन वर्ड्स, देन देयर आर मैस्कुलिन वर्ड्स. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप यहां देखें तो मैन, मैन के लिए मैन इज अ मैस्कुलिन वर्ड, उसका फेमिनिन वर्ड क्या हुआ, वुमन. गर्ल हुआ फेमिनिन वर्ड, उसका मैस्कुलिन वर्ड क्या है, बॉय. हीरो हुआ तो हीरो का फेमिनिन वर्ड क्या हुआ, हीरोइन. ओके, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बात, व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट these words, then they all have got masculine meaning and feminine meaning to it. Similarly, most often when we talk about the living things, then we look more into the feminine and masculine things over here. So according to the gender, we describe them, we name them. Man का women होता है, girl, boy का girl होता है, girl का boy. इस तरीके से hero का heroine होता है. ठीक है. So moving ahead, again there is a small exercise which you need to answer. Okay, so answer the following set of words with their feminine counterparts. Please type in your response in the chat box. Make the best use of it. For these mentioned 5 words over here, let me see. no yes. The feminine for master is madam. It's not Mrs. Okay, so I think you all have got the right answers over there. Good responses. So master is madam, lion is lioness, bull is cow, peacock is peahen, and king is queen. If had it been prince, it would have been princess. Okay. Now with this, we come to the end of the basic introduction to English grammar that we have done in the second session. In the next session, we'll be having parts of speech. And there is one small request to you all that please do not miss out on this particular session. Because see, this the session that we had just concluded was more about the introduction to the English grammar. But then again, now we are coming to the more serious topics. All right. Parts of speech is very essential, is very vital in English grammar because, like I said, formation of proper the sequencing of letters forms the word. Similarly, if you do not understand, do not use the parts of speech properly in a sentence, then the whole thing, complete waste of time. Parts of speech is as important to English grammar as is breathing to the humans. All right? अब आप समझो उसको. Parts of speech इतना important है कि जैसे कि हम सांस लेते हैं बिल्कुल उतना ही इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच. अब पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच की अगर मैं बात करूं तो आप लोगों ने सुना होगा बहुत कुछ, आप लोगों को पता भी होगा व्हाट आर नाउन्स. अगर मैं पूछूं कि पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच होते क्या हैं तो हम लोग को पता ही नहीं है बिकॉज वी हैवंट ड्वेल्ड मच इनटू अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड नोइंग व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच. However, we are using these parts of speech in a day-to-day life, in communication, in our spoken skills, in our written skills. We are using these parts of speech rather. Sorry, but then again, we are not aware of it. We are not aware of the rules that apply to these parts of speech. There are around 8 or rather 6 major parts of speech, then two not so but equally important. But we haven't put our mind too much into understanding what are actually these parts of speech. We know them, but we do not know how to use them properly and where, in which tone, in what sense. So in our next session, we'll be discussing more about the parts of speech. अभी parts of speech के बारे में मैं ज़्यादा detailing अभी नहीं करूँगा because I will leave it for the session for you to come. But parts of speech is very essential for you. Do not miss out on this parts of speech. It's very important. Now, now that we have done this basic introduction to the English grammar, okay, I want you all to go back to your modules. There are exercises mentioned over there which are based on whatever the topic that we have covered in this particular session. Use that, use these exercises. And if you got any kind of a confusion, you have got support mail with you. Then again, you have got the discussion forum over there. You can make the best use of it. आप वहाँ पे discussion forum में जाइए, अपने queries को, अपने doubts को वहाँ पे enter करिए. कोई भी problem हो, do not shy away. Do not shy at all to ask any kind of a question. क्योंकि हो सकता है वो question आपके लिए बहुत छोटा सा हो, but किसी और के लिए वो बहुत बड़ा question हो सकता है. हो सकता है कभी there are times wherein even if some student does not ask any question in the class, but for those who ask questions in the class, they get their answers from that. तो कभी क्या होता है ना कि क्वेश्चन पूछा भी नहीं बट उनका सिमिलर क्वेश्चन किसी और ने पूछ लिया, तो unknowingly you are actually helping. You asking a question And for somebody who is not asking a question, you are doing a great deal of job for that person, because that person might not have asked the question just because being shy, but because you had made up a point, you would ask the question, then he or she would have got an answer to the same question for they have not asked. तो क्वेश्चंस पूछिए, नो डाउट, अच्छा डिस्कशन फोरम में जाइए और वहां पर क्वेश्चंस पुट अप करिए. ओके, एंड वन मोर थिंग आई विल ऐड ओवर हियर इज दैट because we have our we have one more course with you, which is a certified course. The details will be sent to you in your email separately, and the beauty of that particular paid certified basics of English course is that it's an MHRD certified course, and वो आपको स्पेशली 50% डिस्काउंट में मिल रहा है, बीइंग इट एन इनॉग्रल कोर्स. तो वो आपको श्योर मैं अभी आपको उसकी डिटेल्स भी फॉरवर्ड कर देता हूं इन योर चैट बॉक्स, so that you can use it for your thing. And I would request you all to please go through the whole thing, and I know you will definitely benefit more from it. And the best thing is that this particular course is designed, you know, कि जैसा कि आपके बेसिक्स की मैं बात बोल रहा था, आप इसको यूटिलाइज करेंगे अपने बेस्ट के लिए. एंड प्लस इट्स बिकॉज इट इज अ सर्टिफाइड कोर्स, वो आपको सर्टिफिकेट देता है कोर्स का, आप दैट यू हैव कंप्लीटेड द कोर्स with flying colors. You can see the details that I have sent over there in the chat box. Use this link to get to that paid certificate English course. And the best thing about that paid course is that you get a certification of seriousness on it, that you have completed this course, and गवर्नमेंट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन सर्टिफाइड का सर्टिफिकेट है ये आपके पास, जो कि बाकी कोर्सेज से बहुत अच्छा है. तो इफ यू हैव सच अ काइंड ऑफ अ गवर्नमेंट सर्टिफाइड सर्टिफिकेट इन योर सीवी, then it makes a world of difference when you are applying for any kind of a job or you are moving upward in your job. Having a government certificate in your armory is very good for you. It makes, because if you have that certificate, it makes to show that you have mastered that, you have covered that particular course, you have made the payment for that particular course, that you are serious enough to make the payment for that course, and that you are serious enough to complete the course. Because most of the times what do people do is that they enroll in umpteen number of courses, God knows what they have learned and what they have not learned. This particular certificate justifies your time involvement, justifies credentials that you have taken your time, studied well, and passed the exams well, because successful completion will give you that Ministry of Education certificate that will entitle you to higher order in your job and in your personal life. All right, so make the best use of it. The link is given in the chat box to you all. However, there will be a separate mail sent to you along with the recording of this particular course, this session, that you go and look into it. And I would suggest that you enroll in that particular certificate course, because it is a very big game changer for you. Okay, so with this, I'll wind up the session, and I would thank you all who had joined in the session right in time, because if you respect time, definitely time will respect you. All right, so stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll meet again in the next session, the details of which will be shared to you through your mail, and the recording of this particular session will be available in your module. However, we'll send a separate link for the same in your email inboxes. Till that time, there is a link that I have shared with you in the chat box. You can use that link, log into the system, and I would suggest, I would not say if you want to, I would say that make the best use of this certified course, because it will be a game changer for you. Okay, so thank you all.